Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, your step-by-step chef. In this episode, we're going to make an absolutely delicious dinner, providing you like shrimp, garlic, and herbs. This is a great dish, but I do have to caution you. If you don't like garlic, you're probably not going to like it. And if you don't like shrimp, what are you thinking? Everybody loves shrimp. So that one's off the list, and everyone loves herbs. So this is an absolutely delicious and easy to make dish, and I think you're going to love it. So come on, let's cook. And here are the ingredients for our shrimp and garlic and fresh herbs pasta dish. I really think you're going to like this one. First, I have 14 medium shrimp. You can either use frozen, just make sure you defrost them, or if you can get fresh, absolutely use that, because that is delicious. I love fresh shrimp when you can find it. We're going to use 4 cloves of garlic, 1 sprig of basil, 1 sprig of rosemary, 4 sprigs of oregano, and each of these sprigs, that's equaling about between a teaspoon and a tablespoon when we mince it up, just to let you know. And you'll, once you make it one time, you'll know the mix that you exactly like. But this works perfect for me. It comes out, like I said, just between a teaspoon and a tablespoon. And then we're going to use 1 bunch of parsley, which we're going to mince a 1/2 cup out of. And then we're going to use 1 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 cup of olive oil, 10 ounces of rotini, and we're going to squeeze half of this lime into the dish. So you can see it's quite simple. Let me show you how to put it all together. And the first thing we're going to do is crush our garlic cloves into this bowl, the small bowl. And the crusher is very good at removing the tasty garlic oils to get them out of the garlic flesh, and it just works really well. If you don't have one of these, then you can just mince the garlic really fine, and you might want to smack it a couple times with a spoon, which may also release some of the oils out of it. So just mince it fine. That'll be just fine in this dish. And I already rinsed off these herbs. Now I'm going to use a food processor. The food processor prices have come down pretty substantially. You can get a nice one for, really around 20 bucks. So that's pretty reasonable at this point. If you don't have a food processor, then you can certainly take the herbs and just mince them. So I just put the basil leaves in there, and now I'm putting our rosemary in. And to get the rosemary off the stems, you just go opposite toward the base of the stem to do this. Don't throw the stems in this dish because they sometimes they don't fully process and they are noticeable, and it's kind of a twiggy sensation to eat them. So try to get as much of the stem out of it as you can. And we just do the same thing with the oregano. We just go the opposite way of the stem, and it just peels right off, all these leaves. And there's the oregano. And I already have a pan of water boiling for the pasta and a small pan boiling for the shrimp. So the water's rolling because this will not take us too long to prepare these ingredients. And for our 1/2 cup of parsley, I'm just chopping this to start until I see that I have a 1/2 cup. And you can measure it out if you like. That's no problem. That's about a 1/2 cup. That'll come out to about a 1/2 cup minced. And I'm just putting it right into the food processor. Wow, these herbs are very fresh, so they smell delicious. Okay, so I have my food processor all hooked up. Every food processor is a little bit different, so just follow your manufacturer instructions. And then I'm just going to hit chop a couple of times. And I hit grind a couple of times too, chop, grind, reverse the direction of the blades. And we want the herbs to be confetti sized. You can see this is chopped down me just check. Yep, you can see. Chopped down to confetti size. You don't want big pieces. And then all we do is take the blade out and then just put this right on top of the garlic. Then what we'll do is add our salt. That's good. And then we'll squeeze our lime right into it. Just half of the lime. And I have this handy dandy squeezer. And then we just fill this up to the brim with the olive oil. Now, if you're a big fan of the Step-by-Step Chef series, and I hope you are, if you go to stepbystepchef.com, you'll actually find a garlic and herb and olive oil bread dip that's made very similar to this on my site. And I hope you try that out. If you're a huge garlic fan, you will absolutely love that dish. And we'll just give this a quick stir. And you can see it's blending in quite nicely. Wow. That's going to make a great sauce with the shrimp, a great garlic sauce. Okay, now I'll meet you over at the stove. And I'm preparing our rotini pasta according to the directions. It's just a little bit off the side in a pan boiling away. And I'm just going to take these shrimp and drop them right into this boiling water. And depending on the size of the shrimp, it should take anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 minutes for it to turn fully pink and cook all the way through. Don't overdo it because the shrimp will get very tough. So you can see it's cooking very fast already. So 2 minutes later, these shrimp are done. And what I'm going to do is take them out of here, put them in another bowl, chill them down with some water, and then I'll meet you over at the cutting board and we'll cut them up into smaller pieces. Okay, now I chilled our shrimp down for 2 reasons. One, to stop the cooking process, because shrimp is very delicate and I didn't want it to get too tough. And 2, because I didn't want to burn my fingers off. So I'm just taking each of these pieces and cutting it into thirds. And you want to remove the shell. And if you have fully shell on shrimp, these are just tail on shells, then you're going to want to devein them also. Get that black vein off the backbone. And, well, I guess technically shrimp don't have backbones, so off the back. So you just want to make sure that they're cleaned nicely. So just remove the shells, make sure you get all the shell, and then just cut them into thirds. And I'm going to do this for all 14 shrimp, so I'll be right back. And there's our shrimp, all picked and sliced. Here comes our pasta. And it's hot. You can see the steam coming off of it. I already drained it. So it's all set. And here's our herb mix, our garlic and herb mix with olive oil. And we're just going to stir this in. Look at that color. You can see the garlic and herbs mixing into it quite nicely. And the cool thing about this dish is it can be served, you can enjoy it cold or hot. It's still one of those dishes that's delicious either way. Now the pasta that I have is warming it right up. So this does not need to be reheated. But if you make it and you think it needs to be warmed a little bit, certainly do it in your microwave or put your stove up around medium, put this in a pan and just warm it up. Don't start to cook it again because it will lose its freshness and the shrimp will turn tough, which you really don't want. So look at that. I don't know about you, but I am drooling. It is absolutely delicious. And then, the next time you make it, you can adjust the ingredients to the way you like it. This is the way I like it. And, you can add a little bit of salt at the table, or maybe even some red pepper flakes if you like things spicy. You can also add more shrimp if you want. But this is just the way I like it. I'm looking forward to eating this for dinner. So congratulations. Look at what you just made. You just made this delicious shrimp, garlic, and herb pasta dish. You're going to love this. Now I got to tell you, I told you I'd be back in a minute. I was actually gone for 5 minutes. I tried a little bit of a taste of it, and then I had to have more. It is that good. Now, if you like this recipe, please visit my website, stepbystepchef.com. There you will find a printable version of this recipe, along with printable versions of recipes and free video links for over 100 and probably 25 delicious dishes when I made this video. And there's a good chance there's a lot more there already. So I think you're going to like this. Now, while you're at the website, taking a look at all of the freewares, I also want you to take a look at this. It's Cooking with the Step-by-Step Chef. This is my cookbook, and I will update it every November. This is the first edition with 114 recipes with free video links. And by this November, there'll be quite a few more, and every November thereafter, a lot more than that. I just really love cooking. I love to share it with you. And this gives you an opportunity, this book, Cooking with the Step-by-Step Chef, gives you an opportunity to share the step-by-step experience with all your friends and relatives. So I am Larry Richardson. I am your step-by-step chef, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.